Here's to feeling good all the time.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
Hey, you know what would make a great coffee table book? A coffee table book about coffee tables.
I don't have a square to spare. I can't spare a square.
But I don't want to be a pirate!
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt. And Vinnie, you ever wear silk underwear?
No.
Put that on the top of your list.
Not for me. A little too delightful.
Do you remember back in college I would ask you that?
I do.
Yeah, that was one of the Kramer quotes that I love just repeating just randomly to people either I knew well or just met. Mm-hmm. There's something about it that just really scratches me where I itch.
I could see that. I got a question for you, my friend.
What do you got?
Can a bitch get a donut?
Yeah, Larry David hosting Saturday Night Live. It's now behind us. It happened.
It came and went.
Yeah, it was wonderful. What did you think? Overall thoughts, Vinny?
Overall, loved it. Really happy to see him on there. An interesting role for him to not be a writer or playing himself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Overall, I enjoyed it as well. A delight. Do you have a favorite skit?
I think everybody's going to lean towards Burn Your Enthusiasm with such close ties to Curb.
Let's take that one off the table.
Okay, that one doesn't
since
count.
That's the favorite for most.
Honestly, I gotta go with the Kevin Roberts skit solely because of the bloopers that were posted recently.
Yeah, we'll talk about those in a little bit.
Okay.
So you're Kevin Roberts. I'm actually going to go with the Totino's Pizza Roll skit.
Go.
Oh, fumble. Yes, I have watched that skit. I'm not kidding. Maybe 20 times. Like, I just love that so much. Larry doesn't feature into it heavily, but he's still in it, so I think it counts.
Yeah.
Let's just start off, though. We're going to break down each skit that Larry was in, including the opening monologue. Apologies if you were expecting our recap earlier. We tried to do a special recap episode, but our schedules conflicted, so we're just going to go over the skits now before we get into this week's episode. The opening monologue. Essentially, Larry just doing stand-up, which was a surprise. I thought you were going to get a lot of cast members, interacting with him on stage. There was going to be some kind of back and forth, but no, just Larry coming out. I don't think most people have seen this side of Larry before, the stand-up Larry, which is where he really got his start in comedy.
Mm-hmm. What I liked most about it was how it contrasted from every other host they usually have on the show, where they start off, hey, welcome to SNL. I'm so happy to be here. He completely went the opposite, and that's what you will come to expect from Larry David. And he set the bar really low, which was part of his act.
Okay. Stop. You're going to be very disappointed. That's what I do. I disappoint people.
But there's some really nice material here, I thought, between like the terms, poor schmuck and rich prick. Mm-hmm. I did a poll on Twitter. We had around 88% of people say they are more of a poor schmuck than a rich prick.
I think we'd all rather be rich pricks, but unfortunately we're poor schmucks.
Yes.
He even made a joke, not at the expense of the band, but he used the band's name, the 1975, for one of his bits. That was the year he broke his masturbation record 412 times.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna do some math here real quick.
While you're doing the math, I want to say though, overall, I liked the opening monologue a lot because it's exactly what I expected from Larry David doing stand-up. Mm-hmm. But I think it went over a little so-so with most people. I didn't hear anyone raving about it. I didn't hear anyone trash talking it. It just was a little rocky, let's say.
Interesting. Well, I wonder what they could have expected. Maybe they would have done a Seinfeld or Curb spoof in the opening monologue, have somebody sitting there, or even a special guest.
I think it's just more Larry's stand-up style. Like his stand-up is very unique. His rhythm is very interesting.
From what we hear in the stories, his stand-up doesn't seem to go over well with the average audience member, right? It's his writing and actually him as a person that people tend to love.
Absolutely. You either like Larry's delivery or you don't. Did you figure out that math equation there?
Oh, it's 1.14 times per day. So he's getting at least one, practically 2 a day there. Good for you, Larry.
Well, let's move on to the first skit that Larry was in. This is the Kevin Roberts skit. Unlike you, Vinny, I was not a fan of this skit. I did like Larry David's orange outfit. Reminded me of the Dumb and Dumber tuxedo.
Yeah. I like the crew cut as well as the soul patch.
He looked very, what is it, like 2000, 1999-esque. But this skit didn't work for me, and it kind of shocked me that they led with this. But
right.
What were your thoughts?
I don't know. My first watch, I was kind of lukewarm about it, but after a couple more watches, and just the stuff they had him saying, can a bitch get a donut? Breaking news, Kevin Roberts got to second base. It was so outlandish that's what led me to like this one a lot.
What redeemed this skit, though, for me were the bloopers you mentioned earlier in our conversation here. They are insane. I just posted them on Facebook and Twitter, and actually on Reddit, too. So I'm sure they're going to be making the rounds by the time this podcast episode gets released. But I'll play a clip here, and it's insane. I was telling you earlier, I've never seen Larry in this state before, where he can't stop laughing during the dress rehearsal.
I'm Kevin Roberts, and I have a very important question. Get up. Bitch, get a donut. Catch you on the flip side. Wait, can I stay or no? Breaking news.
What?
Kevin Roberts. Kevin Roberts.
What you trying to say, Kevin?
Let him say it.
Kevin Roberts just got to second base with a lady.
Kind of reminds me of Julia when she would break.
Yeah, which is my favorite part about Seinfeld. It's the bloopers, watching them crack and enjoy the humor as much as everybody else. And I think he was having fun playing a character other than himself. And the ridiculous things they were having him say was just cracking him up. And there'd be times where, the door would slide open for his character to say, I'm Kevin Roberts. And he either wouldn't be ready, like he had to fix his glasses. Other times where he's like, what do I say? And he's looking offset. And it cracked me up. And then he had the bullhorn. So I grew to love this skit as a result.
I didn't know that SNL released rehearsals like this. I thought that was, take the Larry David part out of the equation. I hope they do this every episode. I think it's so fascinating.
Yeah. We all want to see how the sausage gets made. Mm-hmm. And you saw quite a few of them were not laughing. Larry was cracking up. He's sweating. He's all red. In tears practically, but other guys were kind of just keeping their composure, which I assume is...
Yeah, we were discussing this before the mics were on. If they were just too tired, maybe they were... there are those old stories of Saturday Night Live. Even Larry David, pulling an all-nighter, writing, working on these skits, getting them on the air. Maybe they were too tired. Maybe... It's like with Julia, where no one else is laughing except for her.
Almost to the point where they get a little fed up with her, But I noticed Pete Davidson in the background. He was enjoying himself watching Larry crack. So, and I noticed a couple other skits where Larry would have a smirk on his face, which I'll point out later that made me enjoy it as well when I saw him enjoying the moment. Yeah.
Well, let's move on to our next skit here. This wasn't live. This was filmed beforehand. It was, who hasn't seen this skit yet? Burn Your Enthusiasm, which was just, when they had Larry David on as host, they're like, all right, this is the skit we need to do. Let's get it made.
And so excited to see the TV turn on and the HBO, and you hear the dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so he plays Bernie Sanders in the skit, running for president. But what's meta about it is Susie is there, Jeff is there, Uncle Leon is there, and even Marty Funkhauser is there.
Yes, Marty Funkhauser makes his way in.
They all work for Bernie on his campaign, and it was really just a brilliant skit all in all, and you can tell this was the
this is the cream of the crop as far as sketches went. Like when they got Larry David booked, they're like, we're doing this skit. Bernie's hot right now. Larry's killed the impression twice. We got to do something like this.
Right. Now, Vinny, what I'm amazed at is you made two predictions, and you're going to hate me because I think when you said these things, I wasn't recording. Our listeners will know because they heard the episode, but I don't think I was recording when you made some predictions. You want to share those?
Sure, I called it last week or 2 weeks ago. So when we found out Larry David was going to be hosting, I said they got to do a Curb sketch of some sort, and they got to get Jay Farrow to do JB Smoove as Uncle Leon, and they got to get Bobby Moynihan to be Jeff.
Right.
Jeff Green, Larry's manager.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh my God, Vinny totally called it. I'm amazed.
I could be a booker on SNL. Look at that.
What's the one guy's name? He played Ted Cruz in the beginning.
Taron Killam?
Yeah. His voice, Bob Einstein, Marty Funkhauser, his voice was spot on, and that's a hard voice to do.
That is the essence of the character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but really nothing that can be said about this skit. It was wonderful. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad this is on film. It will always exist. But the next skit kind of tied into Burn Your Enthusiasm in a sense. It's I thought it was the Titanic at first. It's this huge ocean liner. It's actually, maybe it's the Andrea Doria. Who knows?
Ooh, let's call it that.
Okay. Well, the ship is sinking, and Larry plays someone who's a member of the 1%, and he is saying how it's not right that women and children get to go on the boats first. He should be on the boat.
This was initially my favorite skit that I saw because it seemed like Larry was playing an ancient ancestor of himself. Mm-hmm. This is how the Titanic version of Larry would have reacted, right? Like, why? I'm a man. Why can't I get on the raft first?
Mm-hmm. But the whole skit was based around at the end. Bernie Sanders actually came out, the real Bernie Sanders, and he what's his name? Like Bernie?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Bernie Sanderwinsky, something like that.
Yes.
But he basically is playing himself, complaining about the 1% and how that's not right. And I thought this was just wonderful, giving Bernie a platform like this to basically play himself, but also share some screen time with Larry David, which everyone knows. They look alike, they sound alike. They are from the same neighborhood, I think, of Brooklyn. So. And it got me wondering, actually, about Larry David's political leanings. I don't think he's ever been open about who he would vote for or what side he swings, but he generally seems like a pretty liberal guy.
Yeah, he seems to lean lefty based on, I guess his character and the few contributions. Like he used to write for Huffington Post and, right?
Oh, maybe I didn't know that. I
contributed articles to them.
I was judging it more on the just kind of like the LA lifestyle. The Prius, and I don't know what else. His wife or ex-wife was a big environmentalist. But yeah, I just think it's interesting because Larry is so rich. I just wonder where he falls on like Bernie Sanders policies. But
yeah,
regardless, I think they both had a lot of fun doing the skit. And actually, I'll jump ahead. When they introduced the band 1975, Bernie Sanders joins Larry one more time. And there's a little back and forth, which is really cute.
So, Bernie, how are things going up in New Hampshire?
Okay.
Just okay?
Well, it's pretty good.
Kind of nice for Bernie to not give it back to Larry, but, Larry's had fun spoofing Bernie this whole time. Now Bernie got to do a little bit of Larry.
It was at this moment where not that I'm fed up, but I've had enough of Bernie and Larry. Like, I don't think there's any more they need to say or parody or do at this point. Like, it's all been done, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really satisfied with it. But moving forward, I don't think we need another. Hey, you sound like Larry David. Or
I guess unless a major story breaks or Bernie wins the presidency, that there would be a need for Larry to come back, right?
Bernie. I mean. You know how Tina Fey would, return to Sarah Palin from time to time? That's always great because she is such a character.
Exactly.
But someone like Bernie Sanders, I really don't know how much you can do with that from a Larry point of view. But yeah, who knows? If he wins the presidency, we'll probably have a lot of material to work off of. Now the Totino skit, this one just completely blew me away because
this one took a crazy turn that I did not see coming. I thought it was just this cliche, like, oh, those are my boys,
right? Like the other
how's
skit.
the game going? And I didn't. it took me a while to actually pick up on they're saying the same two phrases back to back.
Totino's Pizza Rolls, the only game time snack that satisfies my hungry guys.
Go, 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 touchdown!
And Totino's Pizza Rolls aren't just delicious, they're also easy to make. Simply
Go, 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 touchdown!
Wow, there really is a lot happening fast in this big game. So this Super Bowl,
Fumble!
why not treat your hungry guys
Touchdown!
to the delicious taste of Totino?
Fumble!
If they're anything like my hungry guys,
Touchdown!
they'll love these cheesy bites more than their favorite team.
I'm more focused on I can't recall her name, but the female lead of the scene. She was the one who was kind of leading it, you know?
Yeah, she's advertising those pizza rolls like crazy, but they keep interrupting her with the same line.
And then she starts to get a little freaked out because she's picking up on the fact that it's the same two phrases. What's going on? You guys are scaring me. And they're not watching. There's nothing on the TV.
Oh, of course.
That's
yeah.
what's so creepy.
Yeah. Pizza rolls fall to the ground, and they have that the black oil eyeball thing from X-Files, and that's when, you find out it's just an ad for the new season of X-Files. It was wonderful, man. Love that skit. The last two skits, I'm just going to lump them together just because they showed up after Weekend Update. They were in like the last half hour of the show. You've got the songwriting class, and you've got the bar scene with that character Sheila. Is it Suvage? Sauvage?
I don't know.
I know she's a recurring character. I just don't know
I did
her
not
that
know
well. Yeah, I think all of her skits take place in that bar with Kenan Thompson as the bartender.
Okay.
But let's talk about the songwriting class first with the young guy. What's his name?
Pete Davidson.
What'd you think about this one?
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I mean, it's very what's the word?
What's his word?
Is it sophomoric? Is that right?
I guess
Very childish and and the cow goes moo. You know. But again, I'm focused on Larry. So seeing his reaction and the fact that his character is the one who's playing foil, that's what made me enjoy it.
Yeah, to me, this was just the worst skit of the evening. Yeah, the whole premise is he doesn't know how to rhyme. Like, this guy's setting him up. All right, what rhymes with trees that, can sting you? There's a swarm of them. And he always says toads, right? Or frogs or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought this skit was, I don't know, it landed flat with me.
Mm-hmm.
But the bar scene, I know you really liked. This was one you were quoting.
Big fan of Kate McKinnon.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything she does is wonderful. So to see them two square off. And then the fact that the scene ends with them in this amorous embrace, would you say?
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting. Like a lot of tongue,
fierce making out, and then it ends with her licking Larry's head. Like Larry's wearing a wig because he's meant to look kind of sleazy. It's a thinning hair wig. She pulls that up and starts licking his head, and Larry, not character, starts laughing, and that's what sold me is the fact that they had fun with it, you know, and they broke.
I gotta say that you're getting to like 12:50 a.m. You're waiting for that final skit. I was just hoping it would be the elevator skit from Larry's, what was that, 81, 82, when he got only one skit on the air. It's Ed Begley Jr., Harry Shearer, someone else. Oh, Billy Crystal. Looking at blueprints of this building, and the elevator has a little stool, and they start having this argument about whether or not a elevator operator should be sitting.
Just hearing you describe it, I'm like, yeah, that's a Larry David joint.
I was just, oh man, if they brought that back for no reason, just to see how it plays nowadays, like the whole like painful part of the skit is there's not a single laugh from the audience during the skit.
That would have been even cool if they got all three of the principals from that original skit to reprise their roles.
There you go. I think as big Seinfeld fans, we would get a kick out of it, but to the average fan, it would be too confusing. That's what I always thought the last skit was for, though. Like, just go really zany and...
Next time.
Let's hope so. So anyways, we'll include links to all of those skits in our show notes if you haven't seen them yet. We just ruined them all pretty much. So if you at least want to watch them and that wonderful blooper reel from the Kevin Roberts skit, check out our show notes. If you want to get in touch with us, though, you can email us at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. If you'd like to support the show in any way, you can leave us a rating and a review on iTunes. We'd really appreciate it. You can also donate to the show if you'd like, which is a huge help with just monthly hosting costs and whatnot. Head over to our Tumblr page and look for the tab that says Donate. Vinny, what episode do we got this week?
We have the 21st episode of Season 5, The Hamptons, written by Peter Melman and Carol Leifer, directed by Tom Schronis, and it originally aired May 12th, 1994.
I'm really excited about this week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
Really excited. A little bit of trivia. Working title for this episode was...
The Ugly Baby.
Which I really like. I kind of wish they stuck with that.
It's funny because when I think back to this episode, I'm thinking Hamptons, I'm thinking beach, I'm thinking topless Jane. The Ugly Baby doesn't creep into my head, you know?
Right. Now, if the title was The Ugly Baby, I bet you would think a lot more.
I bet you I would.
Of it, yeah. Or the topless Jane. But, interesting little bit of trivia there. I like alternate title suggestions. We used to throw out a few, and I think our dedicated listener, Michael Jones, still throws us a few alternate titles every couple of weeks. But maybe we'll make that a permanent feature here for Season 6. This is the first and only collaboration of writers Carol Leifer and Peter Melman. They have a wonderful commentary track on the DVD set. If anyone owns the DVDs, you should listen to them. They're just wonderful to have them in the same room, going back and forth. Apparently, they just had some ideas lying around, and they decided to, put them together. They had both been to the Hamptons many times.
It's a scene, man.
Yeah.
Another bit of trivia. This was, even though this is not the last episode of the season, this was the final episode to be filmed. And this is also the last episode directed by Tom Schronis.
Should we talk about Tom Schronis next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll save that. But yeah, it is interesting to know from like a real world point of view, this is his final Seinfeld episode. And this is actually a good example of the conflict we have when we're following production order or air date order. The other week we kind of flipped the raincoats and the fire around because of air date order. Technically, if we were following production order, we should do the opposite now and the Hamptons next week. But
oh no!
All right,
opposite's a capper for us.
A little bit of inspiration for this episode. Apparently, Peter Melman was in the Hamptons at a summer house with one of his friends, and his friend's I think it was one of his friend's fiance. Mm-hmm. She just suddenly went topless and started, just walking around, sunbathing. And the first thought that came to mind was, oh my God, my good friend, he's put in all of these years and time to get to a point where he can see his fiance topless, and I'm just getting it for free, which actually plays into this week's episode, like that actual mindset.
That's one of the things I love about it is we may have those thoughts, all of us. We may not put them out there for other people to hear, but Peter Melman is going to do that through the little hand puppet of George Costanza.
Right. And probably the biggest takeaway from this episode, one of the most popular Seinfeld catchphrases of all time, shrinkage, has a wonderful backstory to it. And I'll let Peter Melman speak on this from the DVD.
I was really struggling at a certain point with that episode, struggling really badly. And Larry came over to me and said, I had a thought about your episode. And he goes, what if, George goes into the pool and she sees and Jerry's girlfriend sees him naked just after he's been in the pool and it's, and it's cold out. And I said, oh, so you mean he has like shrinkage? And Larry, who immediately knows what's funny, it's extraordinary. Larry says to me, yes, shrinkage, and use that word. Use it a lot. Use it a lot. Just use the word shrinkage. Keep using it. As much as you can use shrinkage, use it.
I feel like this is where you get your Larry David impression from. Like, Peter Melman's is just wonderful.
I love it. Yeah, it's Peter Melman doing Larry David.
Do you have your own Larry David voice?
Well, I really like the Martin Short, the flat New York thing. I like that, but I do a little bit of Peter Melman as well.
But this idea was shrinkage. I mean, this
Jason
is just...
Alexander does it too.
What do you mean?
Oh, there you go.
That's how I thought. That's how I...
I don't think we've ever heard Jerry do it, or maybe Julia's done it from time to time. But
it's very much, if you're gonna say
you go low and then you stop, and that's it,
right?
Yeah. Well, now it's going to be the Bernie Sanders voice.
That's true.
This is just a great example. We've brought this up so many times where either Jerry or Larry will hear a word or a phrase and say, yes, use that over and over, keep hitting it, similar to The Outing when Larry Charles came up with, not that there's anything wrong with that, just saying it aside, and Jerry's like, no, that's the line, and here we go. Shrinkage is that word that Peter might have come up with it, but Larry was the one to say that's the word to use over and over again.
And Peter, throughout the commentary and the interviews, he points out Larry's confidence and knowing it to his core what is so funny, and he stands by it, and he knows what's funny. Example right here, shrinkage. Say it over and over again.
That is why you and I could never be comedy writers or just comedians in general, because you and I overthink. Well, maybe I do it more than you, but overthink, overcomplicate everything. But with someone like Larry and Jerry, everything is just so instinctual and it comes so naturally. I mean, that's why they're just two of the funniest people of all time.
That's why they're there and we're here.
All right, let's get started.
I find the human fascination with water is amazing. We're constantly going to beaches, pools, lakes, rivers. We're swimming, we're snorkeling, we're scuba diving, we bathe in it. Our bodies are mostly made of water. Everyone's carrying around these bottles of water. It's like, we can't get enough water unless it rains. Then we're like, oh, look, I'm soaked. I am literally drenched. For some reason, we have a huge problem with small flying water. It'll just stop us right in our tracks. Oh, I felt a drop. We're gonna get caught in it. Everyone cover your water bottles, run!
Man, again, this season, I feel like Jerry has been able to really tap into the human psyche with his stand-ups. They're all have been so strong. And again, like, we've all had that thought, oh, look, I'm soaked. And we're frustrated because it's raining, but it's just little droplets of water. And he's managed to craft it in this wonderfully woven tapestry of words.
I like when Jerry can point out how as human beings we can really contradict ourselves at times.
Yeah.
I like that.
How come when it's raining we all like hunch, or we shrug our shoulders? Like we don't want our necks to get wet.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. If it's raining and I'm caught in it and I have no chance of getting to a dry area, I'll just, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend, him and his wife, when it rains, they go out for walks in the rain, which I love.
Oh, that's nice.
I'd love to do that with a significant other. Oh. Shall I get one day?
Hey, you got me. Okay. First scene of the episode is in Jerry's car, and you got Jerry driving, Elaine in the passenger, Kramer in the back seat. I just love that imagery. There's something about the car, man, that just love it. They're heading up to the Hamptons for the weekend. They're going to go see Michael and Carol. They have a new baby. Wait, didn't they just have a baby?
That was 2 years ago, remember? Jerry, you gotta see the baby. You gotta see the baby.
It's pretty good. How do you think these guys feel about Michael and Carol? They're going all the way up to the Hamptons, so that's sort of the trade-off, it seems. Like, we get a weekend there.
Exactly.
Even though we have to put up with these people?
Yep.
Okay.
I doubt they'd ever want to sit through a movie with these people or bump into them on the street, but they are friends with them by label. Mm-hmm. So why not get a weekend out of the Hamptons?
Jerry still seems pretty irritated by the concept of seeing the baby, which is a callback to the boyfriend. That's the last time we saw Carol and Michael, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Now, that makes me wonder, where the hell is their first baby?
I know, because I wanted to ask you that, because we learned that the baby in this episode's name is Adam. We don't know the first baby's name, and if it was a boy or girl.
The baby looked like Lyndon Johnson, right?
She really looks like Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah.
So they had a girl.
Yeah, probably a girl.
The baby!
Oh, God. It's so disturbing. So we don't know where their first kid is, but anyways, they're heading up to the Hamptons. We get that great silk underwear line from Michael and some relationship stuff. Turns out George is riding up in a separate car with his girlfriend, Jane. Turns out they haven't had sex yet, but they're spending a whole weekend together. George, of course, thinks, hey, now I'm going to get some. This means if she wants to spend a weekend together, that this is it.
Ooh, and I love Jerry's line there. It's like she signed a letter of intent.
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
This really explains George's behavior in this episode because it always baffled me. I'm like, is he more annoying than usual? And I think he is. He seems to be a little cocky, like
evidenced by his first line when we'll get to it.
Well, there's another girlfriend in the mix here, Jerry's girlfriend Rachel, who we last saw in the Raincoats. She's taken the train up, and if you remember, she had that religious father, Mr. Goldstein, who got in the way of their relationship after hearing about the Schindler's List makeout session. This is back in this was the Raincoats, right?
It was.
Yeah, there you go. Jerry brought him some kishka to make up for it. What is kishka?
It's kind of a stuffed meat thing. Israeli soldiers carry it in case they're captured behind enemy lines. They eat it and it kills them.
I love Michael's performance in this scene because it's weird to see Kramer boxed in. You know, usually he has movement. You know, he can do something.
Yeah,
but
he's in a cage, man.
All Michael can do is just look back and forth and do that Michael laugh, which always seems so phony. You know, whenever Kramer does it.
It's nice, and they did touch on this in a previous episode about having to put your head or your chin on the seat to be left in the conversation. So this is Michael right here, but I think he's doing a great job.
There you go.
Oh, speaking of which, we touched on him asking about silk underwear, and there's a little bit of continuity there, right? He originally wore boxers. We've seen him a couple times, and then he eventually moved to the secure packaging of jockeys. Yes.
Yes, which hurt his sperm count, right?
That's right.
Right. Okay. So he's got silk underwear, and we do see him in. This comes up a lot in those tidy whities. So
yeah, we talked about why do we always fixate on Michael and his Calvin Kleins?
I don't know, but all in all, we've got two girlfriends here, Jane and Rachel. Some interesting trivia. I thought Jane is Carol Leifer, the writer of this week's episode. Jane is her sister, and Rachel is her niece. And
no, you don't say.
I say. I think the latter might be a coincidence, since Rachel showed up a few episodes prior. But who knows? She might have.
She contributed that name. I would reckon.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we also, I know we're hopping all over the place here, but you mentioned Kishka earlier. That's the same thing that Elaine couldn't get off of during the Jewish shingles night that Kramer was hosting.
Jewish shingles, that's the worst.
The shingles are terrible. That Kramer hosted at the Knights of Columbus.
He makes Kishka, that's right. And then there's Kreplach, Kugel.
Stuffed cabbage.
Right. So let's cut over to Jane's car. George is really digging into his A material here, going on about how he loves the taste of cough medicine, which I think is pretty gross. It turns out Jane is into it too. What's George's favorite cough medicine?
Pitocin. Ever try with club soda?
No.
Oh, very refreshing.
This is it. He's being such a cocky, smug little weasel, man. Do you pick up
George.
on this?
Sexy George is what we're seeing right here.
Peter Melman shared on the commentary that he always loved cough medicine, and he'd been waiting years to get a line like this in. So
there are some medications that taste pretty darn good. Most of them taste like crap, but there's some good ones out there.
When you say medications, do you mean cough medicine? Because I thought all of them tasted terrible.
No, well, depending. I guess I'm thinking other liquid preparations, maybe not necessarily cough, but some are flavored that smell really good.
Do you remember as a kid taking some medicine? I have no idea what it was, but it looked and had the consistency of Pepto-Bismol, but it tasted like bubble gum.
That's amoxicillin, probably.
Okay, so just a little antibiotic. I remember taking that whenever I was sick as a kid, and I just referred to it as the bubblegum medicine. And,
yeah, bubblegum, Jim.
Oh, I had this excitement about getting older. It's like, I'm going to have all the bubblegum medicine that I want. No one's going to stop me.
Somebody cough on me!
Well, George gets lost in his thoughts briefly, and we get some VO of him realizing that, if I touch Jane's breast now, that would end things, but tomorrow I can touch it all I want. And then sex is like this private club. I'll be the same me, but the no trespassing sign will be gone.
Ugh. That right there is one of the reasons why I love this show. I have literally had that same thought George had right there. And I've never seen a show that was bold enough to kind of tackle it in such a way regarding touching a breast. I love it.
It's just all about that, when are we going to do it? Not doing it, but...
Well, but everybody aspires to reach out, right? But you can't for many reasons. But like you said, once the trespassing sign has been lifted, you can come and go as you please. It's brilliant, man.
Wasn't Jerry's idea, instead of the kiss hello,
touch a breast hello?
Yeah.
What about intercourse hello?
You're being ridiculous.
We'll get there.
George needs to stop off to get some Hampton tomatoes for his mom, which she loves, but Jane is really eager to get some sun, so they skip out on it.
Not just any kind of sun. She wants to get some sun.
I'm not selling it at all. Jane's delivery is sultry, almost flinty.
I have the same word in my notes, my friend. Sultry. Sultry Jane is played by Melora Walters. She was born in Saudi Arabia, which is pretty interesting. She's been in Dead Poets Society, Roseanne, Beethoven. She was in a Murphy Brown episode, Ed Wood, Boogie Nights, L.A. Doctors, Magnolia, Cold Mountain, The Butterfly Effect, and recently she was a regular on Big Love.
Oh, very cool. I remember her best as the... I know she had blonde hair. She played Don Cheadle's wife in Boogie Nights. If anyone's seen that.
Bit of an odd duck, this particular character that she's playing.
Well, just that delivery, the sultry or flinty delivery. What is Jane's, let's jump ahead, her agenda this week? I get the feeling like she is just taking advantage of this Hamptons invite.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
Okay.
And she used George's shrinkage as a springboard to get the hell out of there.
Right. Or at least that was the point where it's like, oh God, I can't have sex with this guy at all. Like she was entertaining the idea, maybe, if she was in the right mood, but...
It's bad enough he's bald, stocky, short.
Dim-witted.
Living with his parents, no job, but that's where I draw the line is the shrinkage, so I'm out of it.
Well, do you think it's safe to say then that George is definitely thinking sex is on the agenda. With Jane, she hasn't really...
Yeah.
Made a decision on that yet.
She's lukewarm about it.
Yes. So we're at the Hamptons house. We're on the patio, and this is such a great set. Just a single shot set here for this week's episode. Everyone's laying out on deck chairs. George is in that dopey shirt while Jane's rocking the bikini. Meanwhile, Kramer wants Jerry to rub some lotion on his back.
Who are you, Mrs. Robinson?
Come on, I'll rub some on you.
That's not sweetening the deal.
Jerry the actor seems very, again, cocky, but just very confident in his role.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to Jerry this week.
I think he's improvising a lot. Like, obviously, he's an actor. He can do whatever he wants, but I just feel like he's delivering the lines a little differently than he normally would.
Very loosey-goosey.
Mm-hmm. George is holding a quarter and... telling Jane, hey, when I was a kid, I found $1.50 in change at the bottom of a pool.
You must have been excited. Does she even like George?
This is the moment we should have brought up Jane's motivations, because she just seems so irritated. She's like, I'm at the Hamptons, I've got my bikini, and I have to sit next to this guy.
She's looking up at the sky, kind of rolling her eyes, and just tolerating George, almost placating him with that response.
Right. And it would make more sense if she goes into the water first, but George is the one who's going to leave to go get some Hampton tomatoes.
Yeah.
And she's going to go take a dip.
I don't think so.
And then Elaine arrives, joins the group. She's wearing this huge hat. It's like wrapped in a shawl.
Yep.
And then there's Maud.
Look at my face. Look at it. Do you see any lines?
No lines.
You know why? One word. Shade.
So when are we going to see this baby? When is this momentous event?
I don't know. He's taking a nap or something.
Well, I'm gonna go see if there are any girls on the beach. Lane, you want to come?
No, thanks. I got plenty of girlfriends.
Well, this is interesting.
What?
Jane's topless.
Yo, ma.
Boutros, golly.
Nice rack.
Come on, you guys. You can come and see the baby now.
Oh, in a minute, Carol.
Yeah, we're gonna be right up.
This is weird, wild stuff. George hasn't even seen her yet.
Why do you think we're getting the sneak preview?
Well, maybe she's trying to create a buzz.
What?
Get some good word of mouth going.
Oh, here she comes.
I'm thirsty. Anyone want a drink?
No, thanks.
I'm good.
You got the tea. show's over. I'm going to lunch.
If you weren't sold on this episode yet, I feel like this is the first of many scenes that just make it an instant classic.
Well, each response is wonderful with the Jane's topless. As Jerry straightens up in his chair. Elaine says, "Nice rack," and Kramer with his vintage Yo-Yo Ma.
Yes, which is a callback, right?
That's right. But this is like an infamous scene, I think, among Seinfeld fans, and I think it's been debated whether Melora Walters was actually topless in this scene. People on the internet, not Matt and myself, but people have taken screen grabs to show that she was topless. But it was confirmed that she's wearing like a body pasty, like body-colored pasty to cover up her breasts.
Yeah, there's it's funny. I've never done the freeze frame in the scene when I was younger, but I did specifically for this week's episode. And you can definitely see when she walks up to the group initially, there is some flesh-colored like support there.
Oh, there's flesh.
Yeah. But that's really not the interesting part. The interesting part is that the actress like requested to go topless in front of the actors, the crew, and the studio audience.
That's right. And the studio said, no, you got to cover up.
Yeah, which really would have changed the dynamic, I feel like, of the scene.
Oh, yeah. We're with you, Jane. Godspeed. Excellent reactions, though, by all three of the gang.
Oh, yeah, just fantastic. And you got to love Michael's final line there when she walks away. He's like, all right, show's over.
Like, I'm going to the beach.
Oh, and that's a great line, too, earlier with with Kramer, when they're like, why do you think she's topless? Oh, maybe she's trying to create a buzz.
A buzz, yeah.
Anyways, next scene, we're in the nursery. Jerry and Elaine get to see the baby.
Adam, Jerry and Elaine are here.
Oh, who's a cute little baby? I didn't sell it there, but Julia's perfect. Carol's going on about how gorgeous the baby is. Look at him. And Jerry and Elaine just have that look of disgust on their faces. Barely contain it.
We see Lisa Mendy return as Carol. Previously, we saw her in The Boyfriend. We'll also see her in The Soulmate, as well as The English Patient.
She kind of starts off being like a friend of Jerry and Elaine mutually, but in those latter two episodes, I think she's really just an Elaine friend.
Yep. When are you going to move out of the city and have a baby? The city's a toilet.
City's a toilet. I love her delivery. I mean, all four of her episodes are great. She's really harsh on Michael in The Boyfriend, I remember.
Yeah.
Like,
he's such an idiot.
Mm-hmm. And here it's, Michael, shut the door. You're letting bugs in.
Yep.
But Lisa Mendy, I haven't really followed her career much, but I did see an interview with her on a website that was getting shared on Twitter. We'll include that in our show notes. I haven't read it yet, but it gives a nice, background breakdown of her career since her improv days. I'm sorry, her stand-up days.
Right. She used to be a stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, in this particular episode, is played by Mark L. Taylor. This is his first and only stint as Michael. The original Michael, who we just discussed in The Boyfriend, was played by Stephen Prutting, but that Michael had no dialogue. Again, he's such an idiot. It's under a dresser. He was not able to reprise his role as Michael in this episode due to back problems, so they had Mark L. Taylor come in, and I think I like Mark L. Taylor as Michael. I think he's better suited.
He has more to do in this episode than the other Michael.
Well, just the way this Michael gets into it with Kramer is what sells it for me. Mm-hmm. But Mark L. Taylor, he was in a 1986 Twilight Zone. He was in Profile in Silver. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, the name sounds... I'm not that familiar with the 80s one, just a few here or there, but...
He played Jimmy Olsen in the 1988 Superman TV series. He was in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Arachnophobia. He was in A Jake and the Fat Man, A Melrose Place. He's done lots of voice work, as well as single shots on many TV series.
Cool. Yeah, I like his look, and you compare it to the previous Michael. The characters are a little different, too. The first one's really meek, kind of, gets knocked around by Carol, but this one... Not that he goes toe-to-toe with her, but she doesn't abuse him as much.
Right.
And as you mentioned, he has that back and forth with Michael later. In the original script, Carol and Michael were referred to as Mimi and Alan. That's all we have to go off of. What do you think? Like, did Mimi and Alan have a baby that they were visiting, or was it just Mimi and Alan's beach house and there was no baby?
I have a feeling they were just visiting different friends named Mimi and Alan, and they had a beach house. And then when they decided that the ugly baby would be a pivotal part of this show, they thought back to the boyfriend, Carol and Michael, having this baby that looked like Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get them in the mix. And it's great that Lisa Mendy was able to come back and reprise the role.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes the most sense. Love the callback to the boyfriend being one of my favorite episodes. Just actually my favorite episode. The little behind the scenes trivia here. That shot when they're looking in the crib, I think it works as is. It's wonderful. The expressions on Jerry and Elaine's face just say it all. But there was a shot where they removed the base of the crib and they put the camera under there and shot kind of a POV shot from the baby, which I'm like, oh wow, that's really radical. That's a angle they've never tried before. But they did that angle in The Boyfriend with Kramer and Jerry when they utter that. No, I'm not kidding. She looks like Lyndon Johnson. Next scene, we get a montage here. I'll condense these two Kramer moments. It's Kramer's walking around on the beach, and then it kicks into the Beach Boys, or is it a cover of the Beach Boys?
I believe it's what was the term?
Like a sound-alike, or
it was a sound-alike artist.
Is that the
because
term?
it was too much money to get the rights to use the Beach Boys song, so they used these guys that sound pretty much like the Beach Boys.
Well, yeah, I thought it was the Beach Boys at first, and then when I read that, no, they got like a band to play just like them and sing just like them, I'm like, wow, they're pretty damn close, I think.
Yeah, you're damn right they're damn close.
I'm sure like Beach Boy fans out there are like, no, this sounds nothing like them, but it's a wonderful song, one that gets used at least once more, right? The Wouldn't It Be Nice, or is this the only episode it shows up in?
I think there is another Beach Boys song playing when Kramer is roller skating down the boardwalk in California.
Maybe that sounds about right.
This actually got me thinking about other famous songs that have been used in the series. I did a little Googling.
What'd you find out, Lois?
Now I'm not talking about songs that were referenced or just mentioned by a character. I'm talking about songs they actually played. So see if you can follow me here. Downtown by Petula Clark in the Bottle Deposits. Shining Star by Earth, Wind, and Fire in the Little Kicks.
I should have posted a video after the passing of Maurice White. So
that's right.
Yeah.
We have Morning Train by Sheena Easton in the Bizarro Jerry.
That's the song I think that comes to mind because that's a montage.
My baby takes the morning train.
And it's Kramer at work and George at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have Desperado and Witchy Woman, or Witchy Woman, depending on how you like to pronounce it, by the Eagles.
And the Eagles, another
the Czechs.
Legend passed away, yeah.
Don't Stop Till You Get Enough in the Chronicle or Clip Show.
Mm-hmm.
In Inagata Davida by the Music Makers in the Slicer. Now, I believe is it Mañana by Jackie Davis, the sausage making theme.
Oh, that's a great one.
In the Blood. Mm-hmm. Blood! We have the Superman theme by John Williams in The Race. That's also the montage at the end, right? They use the Superman.
In the Clip Show, yeah, they use it twice.
And then we have Hello by Lionel Richie in The Voice.
Oh, that's right.
And then we have songs that were referenced but not actually played. We have War by Edwin Starr. That's referenced by Elaine. We have the theme from America's Greatest Hero, Joey Scarberry, which is George. That's what George used for his answer machine. Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Then we have Lemon Tree by Peter, Paul, and Mary in the tape. So please, anybody out there, see if there's anything I missed. I'm sure I missed something, but let me know what I missed and post it on Facebook.
That's a great list you got going, but there have to be more. You missed one just because you mentioned the Clip Show, the Green Day.
Oh, Good Riddance. Did I have that on my list? Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, damn. Damn. I've always wanted to put together a Seinfeld soundtrack of all of the songs either played or, as you mentioned, referenced in the show.
How do you solve a problem like Maria?
Come on, master of the house.
There we go.
Anyways, Kramer's walking around the beach to this montage of Wouldn't It Be Nice. The montage consists of him like pretending to be a lifeguard. He's impressing all these women. He's doing his freestyle.
That's how you do it,
strokes. Yeah. And a cop comes over and kicks him off the chair. Then later he's using a metal detector, and I love Michael's performance here as it reaches a guy's head and he freaks out. Like something went off in the guy's head.
Could have been Eddie from Christmas Vacation. Got that metal plate in his head.
And then he finds a rope leading into the ocean, and wouldn't you know it, on the other end is a cage full of what, Vinny?
Oh, lobster.
I always hated that moment because it's so obviously ADR'd.
Right. But hey, you got to tell the people what's in the trap there.
Yeah, so he walks off with a cage of lobsters, and these beach scenes, I believe, were filmed. I'm not familiar with like LA geography, but at the Palisades. This is where they filmed the Marine Biologist, when Kramer hits the golf balls into the water, when George goes out to get the whale, somewhere in that area. I'm sure it's like 100 miles of beach property. Anyways, let's cut back to the patio here. Jerry and Elaine, having just seen the baby, are recovering.
Is it me, or was that the ugliest baby you have ever seen?
Oh, I couldn't look. It was like a Pekingese.
Boy, a little too much chlorine in that gene pool. And the thing is, they'll never know. No one's ever going to tell them.
Oh, you have to lie.
Oh, it's a must-lie situation.
Yes, it's a must-lie situation.
I don't think we should tell George we saw Jane topless.
No, I don't think so.
In fact, remind me to tell Kramer, too.
There is another great Seinfeld truth in that particular clip. I think regardless of when your friends have a baby, you have to say he or she's beautiful, right? Even if it is one ugly baby.
Absolutely. And
I think most babies, when they come out, sometimes you get a really cute one, but other times they're just, yeah. Woof.
It's like an alien larva, yeah.
Yeah, but then the shrinkage wears off, and then they become quite breathtaking babies.
I don't want to think about baby shrinkage. There's some great lines in this scene when Elaine says it looks like a Pekingese.
Yep.
That's a good one. And so that is one of two lines that I always misheard or didn't hear correctly for years.
Oh, boy.
I always thought...
Here we go.
When I was a kid, I didn't know what a Pekingese was, and I thought she said, it looks like Pekingese, and I thought like Pekingese was like some like monster or...
It's Pekingese!
Yeah.
Oh, you are such an idiot.
Well, there's an even worse one later, so...
Oh, good. I know you also like a little too much chlorine in that gene pool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Which is a line that Carol Leifer contributed, right?
Yes. Yeah, she was proud of that one. So let's cut back to the nursery. Elaine is walking by when Carol calls her over. She's chatting with Dr. Ben Feffa, the pediatrician, excuse me. And what do you know, Vinny? Here's the other line I always misheard. At the top, it's a little ADR of Dr. Pfeffer saying, this ointment should do it. And I always heard him say, this Feynman should do it. I'm serious.
Do you even watch the show or pay attention? What are you doing?
It wasn't until I saw read the subtitles when we bought the DVDs in college that I'm like, oh, he's saying ointment.
Oh.
This Feynman should do it, yeah. Anyways, Elaine comes in and she's immediately smitten with Dr. Ben.
Look at him. How gorgeous is he? I ask you. How gorgeous?
Pretty gorgeous. I don't know if it's love at first sight, but she's smitten. Tells Dr. Pfeffer how she can't wait to have a baby. She's just dying to have a baby. And that really conflicts with the later Elaine, remember, who doesn't want to have a baby,
I think that's more later Elaine, later seasons when she's at the end of her rope. She's batted around the order. She's dated every guy in the city. Mm-hmm. And she can't keep a job or find a man.
What is it? Every able-bodied Israelite is driving pretty hard to the hoop, pretty fast to the hoop.
Exactly. But I think she's still optimistic right now. And she's really keen on Dr. Pfeffer.
And true. I mean, she is totally playing it up to the pediatrician here, right?
Women and doctors, that's right.
Yeah. And, it's funny, too. This is the first Dr. Ben. Remember
Ben Gelson, the intern.
Bob Odenkirk.
Pipe down, Ben.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Ben. So this is the OG Dr. Ben.
And then there's Dr. Tongue.
Dr. Reston.
That's 4 doctors. Any other doctors?
She date Dr. Wilcox, the guy that says Susan passed away? I don't think they ever date.
No. Wexler?
Wasn't it Wilcox?
It's Wexler's one of them. He had 2, remember?
Yeah, he did. That's right. Well, Dr. Ben Pfeffer here tells her, "Hey, you should have a kid because you're quite breathtaking," and that just sends Elaine over the moon. I thought she was playing this up, but she's really moved. She's never been called breathtaking before.
Right. I think if you want to get into Elaine's heart, you call her either breathtaking or you tell her she has grace.
Wow, that's really good. I like that.
You think I have grace? Just some? Oh, I'm looking forward to that episode. So this is a good time to talk about Dr. Ben Pfeffer. He's played by Richard Burgi. Hey, Matt, do you know where this guy is from?
I'm going to guess Indiana, right?
No,
Oh, shoot.
Montclair, New Jersey.
Hey, that's where I live right now.
Yeah. This guy is, he's been almost on every soap you could think of. He's been on As the World Turns, One Life to Live, Another World, Days of Our Lives. He was in 3 episodes of Jake and the Fat Man, and he actually double dipped in that series, which is kind of cool.
Wow.
He was on the Sentinel TV series. He was in 11 episodes of 24. He was in the movie In Her Shoes, the 2009 Friday the 13th, Desperate Housewives, and he's currently on General Hospital.
I remember him best from that run on 24. That was during the first season, and I was really happy to see Dr. Pfeffer. I'm like, oh, that's the guy from Seinfeld. This is so cool.
That happened to us a lot as kids. When we saw an actor from Seinfeld somewhere else, we'd be like, that's the guy.
He'll always be Dr. Pfeffer to us. Mm-hmm. He's really good in this role. I like him a lot. I would have liked to see him in more than just this episode.
Yeah.
Or maybe like an hour long. I don't know what I'm thinking of here. He just reminds me of Lloyd Braun a little bit, the original Lloyd Braun. A little smug, in his own head. But it turns out he's going to be spending the night. So, Elaine's going to be chasing that. And this is the moment when Jerry enters the nursery. And this is, again, the actor Jerry just knocking it out of the park. It's so subtle. He forgets about the baby and he just catches a glance accidentally and just whoop.
Yeah.
Up. Uh-oh. He's leaving to pick up Rachel at the train station. And after he leaves, Carol remarks, how beautiful Adam is. And Dr. Pfeffer comments, yeah, he really is breathtaking.
Ooh, and then a scornful look from Elaine comes across the baby crib.
Yeah, she's not happy with that comment.
What is that supposed to mean?
Later on the patio, Jerry is sitting with Rachel, who we haven't seen since the raincoats. Turns out the train was so crowded she had to sit in a seat facing the wrong way.
I like that. It's like going back in time.
I always used to think of that when when I took the train into the city.
Cute.
Yeah.
It's a very, again, childlike wonder that Jerry has.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. In some deleted dialogue, Jerry would go on to say, you look out the window, there's Eisenhower, there's D-Day, people are jitterbugging. Next stop, the Depression.
I like that.
Yeah.
So George arrives from getting his tomatoes, and he gives a pretty enthusiastic hi to Rachel, and she barely returns it. Even worse, she just walks into the house to change.
She's got greeting problems.
And this really bugs me. She is cold. She is terrible to George.
She can't stand him.
Yeah, when did this happen?
We've never seen them interact in the previous episode, right? Or the previous Rachel episode.
Yeah, they didn't have a scene together.
So we don't know for what reason she dislikes George.
I mean...
other than the fact that he's a Costanza.
Yeah. But another thing is, when this happens in real life, when people... Not that they snub me, but they have a greeting problem,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
in person. That really, really pisses me off.
It makes you not want to even engage with them further, right? You kind of just want to leave them be because they're bad greeters. Contrast this with the masseuse, with Jody. We see the reason why she dislikes George, why she hates George, because he made the comment about her sister being unattractive, and he's just so over the top with the waiter at the restaurant. The tea's getting a little cold, darling, Yes. So we get to see that, but with Rachel, we don't.
Yeah. Not a fan. Well, George sits with Jerry and says you can eat Hampton tomatoes like apples, and remarks that the tomato never really took off as a hand fruit, but...
Well, the tomato's an anomaly. So successful with the ketchup and the sauce, but you can't find a good one.
According to Peter Melman in the commentary, he had that tomato line lying around for a while.
It's gold, baby.
Yeah, it's good. I hate tomatoes, though, so I wish I could just bite into it like it's an apple.
Do you use ketchup?
Yeah, but that's not a tomato.
Tomato-based? What about caprese salad?
No, I pick tomatoes off always.
Oh, you're crazy.
Okay. So Kramer arrives with all the lobsters he found in the ocean, and I love how he just shows up out of nowhere.
Look at what I got.
Look what I got. And like George falls over.
Yeah.
Anyways, doesn't matter. They're all thrilled, especially George.
This is fantastic. Man, what a weekend. Swimming, lobster for dinner.
I know, it's great. I saw Jane topless.
You saw who? What?
Yeah, I saw Jane topless. Well, we all saw her.
All right.
You saw Jane topless?
Well, when you went for the tomatoes, she lied out topless.
Oh, you mean face down on her chest?
No.
Face up on her back?
Yeah.
Well, why'd she do that?
Well, I guess she was hot.
You mean she just laid there topless?
No, she got up. She walked around.
Yeah.
Walked around? And you looked?
Of course. She's got a great body, buddy. All right, I'm going to go upstairs. I'll be right back.
I can't believe that you saw her before me.
Think of me as a doctor.
Well, how good a look did you get?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, if she was a criminal and you had to describe her to a police sketch artist.
They'd pick her up in about 10 minutes.
Great. So anytime you want, you can just visualize her naked.
I guess that's true.
Stop it. This is not fair. It's not fair. I don't like this situation, Jerry. I don't like it one bit.
But what do you want me to do? You want to see Rachel naked?
Yes!
Yeah,
The punishment should fit the crime.
You can see me naked. I could offer you that.
It's like I'm Neil Armstrong. I turn around for a sip of Tang, and you jump out first.
Leave it to Kramer to spill the boobs. I mean beans.
That line, yeah, I saw Jane topless. You just like see Jerry's reaction. You hear the audience. It's beautiful.
The line that gets me from that clip is the setup and delivery of if she was a criminal and you had to describe her to a police sketch artist. The confidence that Jerry answers with just gets me every time.
Mm-hmm.
They pick her up in about 10 minutes.
At the end, what is it? So anytime you want, you can just visualize her naked.
I guess that's true.
Stop it. So this goes all the way back to when Peter Melman saw his friend's fiance naked, right? And
oh yeah,
wow, I got to see it for free.
It's in the memory bank forever.
Mm-hmm.
And according to Peter Melman, the Neil Armstrong "turn around for a sip of Tang, you jump out first." That line was contributed by Jerry.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you, Jerry.
It is a very clever, jokey line for someone like George, but
it's just so jokey.
Comedian. So poor George, right? Yeah. It's not like he's embarrassed or confused why Rachel would do it, or I'm sorry, why Jane would do it. It's just my friends got to see it. That's it.
He's pissed.
It's purely selfish reasons.
Why him? Why not me? And like Peter Melman said, George has put in all this time.
Yeah.
And Jerry got to see it for free.
Well, we move over to, I guess it's Jerry's and Rachel's room. Elaine is having a difficult time processing this breathtaking comment. Nobody ever called her breathtaking before.
I've never been called breathtaking either.
And if Dr. Pfeffer thinks that baby is breathtaking, then who isn't breathtaking? And Jerry makes a good point. Maybe he just said it because Carol was in the room. You know, it's just something you say to be nice.
Yeah, that's true.
But Elaine has to find out the truth, and you know she will because she's one clever chickadee. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she leaves and Rachel starts changing into her swimsuit, and out in the hall, Elaine passes George, and tells, hey, don't go in the room because Rachel is changing. And this is really creepy. He walks away briefly, but does a quick 180 and heads back into the room, only to catch Rachel pulling down her pants. Nothing really to see.
Hey!
Oh, sorry.
Don't you knock?
I'm sorry. It's not like I'm going to see something I've never seen before.
You might have.
I didn't.
You won't.
What do you want anyway, George?
Yes, George. I'm kind of wondering myself. What is it that you want?
No, I was just wondering if you guys had any gum.
Oh. So you were swimming in the pool, and you wanted some gum.
Yes, because the water was cold, and the chewing warms me up.
We don't have any gum.
Okay. Thanks anyway.
Strange man.
Where do you get to know him?
I love how George is caught in this lie, but Rachel just doesn't understand the situation. She's like, wow, what a strange guy. He wanted gum? But Jerry totally knows the real reason.
Oh, of course. If only Rachel knew the actual reason, then I could understand her disliking George a little more.
Oh my God, absolutely. But that is one of George's worst lies, by the way. What is it you want, George? Oh, I was in the pool, I was cold, so I wanted some gum.
That's actually a really good point. George is this renowned liar who is, can go toe to toe with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when he reaches down, the only thing he can pull out is, "I just want to die. The chewing warms me when I'm swimming."
Thanks, anyways. He's just chewing his jaw.
And he does. He makes the motion as if he's swimming with his hands. Man, Jason's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. And speaking of great, we're going to move on to, I think, one of the top 5 most classic Seinfeld moments.
Oh, yeah, hands down.
I think one could even argue this is the most classic Seinfeld moment.
Get out of here.
You don't think so? You don't think it could be number 1?
No.
No, but it's in
top 5, not number 1.
Okay. So before Rachel changes into her bathing suit, she decides to go see the baby, and Jerry tells her it's down the hall, third door on her left. And meanwhile, George is in his bedroom, and he pulls off his swim trunks. And here we go.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I thought this was the baby's room. I'm really sorry.
To quote previous building manager Harold, that was horrifying. That has to be one of the worst possible scenarios for a man to be in. And who does it happen to, of all people? George Costanza!
The shrinkage factor, or just being exposed like that?
But the fact that it's George's shrinkage and somebody else sees it.
And just to make matters worse, she laughs when she sees it.
a little giggle. Man.
Earlier when I mentioned this arguably could be the greatest Seinfeld moment of all time, not only do I love it, I'm sure you do too, but I think the Seinfeld Facebook page or Twitter, the social media presence had a bracket, like the best moments, and I think it was down to this one and Elaine's little kicks as the greatest Seinfeld moment. Yeah. They're not hard and fast rules.
We've discussed that at length.
But man, this one is definitely up there, I think, for most Seinfeld fans.
Yeah.
And I do think about Jason often, how, early on in the show, George was always sort of, pathetic, annoying. But as the show went on, they started making fun of, his lack of hair. He's short.
Stocky.
Yeah. And
slow-witted.
I think Jason was like, hey, guys, can we let off the fat jokes for a while, or the ball jokes?
That's true.
And I wonder how he felt about this moment, because this is, you were alluding to it earlier, there's no one could be in a more vulnerable situation than just being stark naked and having someone walk in. Yeah,
it's the worst fear, right?
Yeah,
public speaking.
And I wonder what his reaction was to this. If he was like, "Oh God, now I have to have a small penis too."
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Well, again, they've compared him to the biggest loser in all of literature, Biff Loman. Yeah, but now he's the modern day version.
Man.
But hey, as Jason says in interviews, that's what's putting his son through college.
Yeah. So anyways, we get an act break, and we're still in George's room. Some time has passed. He's getting upset. He's in his room telling Jerry that he was supposed to see Rachel naked, not the other way around.
Well, ordinarily, I wouldn't mind. But
what?
Well, I just got back from swimming in the pool, and the water was cold.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes! Significant shrinkage.
So you feel you were shortchanged?
Yes. I mean, if she thinks that's me, she's under a complete misapprehension. That was not me, Jerry. That was not me.
What's the difference?
Well, what if she discusses it with Jane?
Oh, she's not going to tell Jane.
How do you know?
Women aren't like us.
They're worse. They're much worse than us. They talk about everything. Couldn't you at least tell her about the shrinkage factor?
No, I'm not going to tell her about your shrinkage. Besides, I think women know about shrinkage.
How do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
Oh. Elaine! Elaine! Do women know about shrinkage?
What do you mean, like laundry?
No.
Like when a man goes swimming afterwards?
It shrinks?
Like a frightened turtle.
Why does it shrink?
It just does.
I don't know how you guys walk around with those things.
This right here is a very memorable scene for me. This one always sticks out. You got Jerry, George, and Elaine, and each of them just have great lines and deliveries. Another one of those instances that Peter Melman touched on earlier, where Larry David was able to pinpoint the word shrinkage. Yes, that is funny. Say that over and over again. Keep saying it. Don't stop. And they say shrinkage 4, 5, 6 times maybe in that scene.
I love the phrasing significant shrinkage. That's a good one.
I'm not going to tell you about your shrinkage.
And when you were mentioning how great it is having all three of them, it's wonderful when it's just the two of them and they see Elaine walk by. It's like, Elaine, get in here. Get in there. Don't let anyone hear.
Oh, and the timing on Julia's part where, do women know about shrinkage?
What do you mean, laundry?
And she goes, it shrinks. Yeah. Like, the wheels are turning, and then it clicks, you know?
Afterwards, yeah, it's just wonderful. Comparing it to a frightened turtle, I mean, come on, people.
Oh, I use that one a lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
And in addition to everything we love about this scene, that final moment where Elaine's just kind of confused, you know, a little curious, I guess. Why does it shrink? And then she's just indifferent about the whole thing. Like, I don't know how you guys walk around with those things.
And she gets the final laugh of that scene, which is really cool, too.
Yeah, it's great. So later on, we're in the kitchen at the dinner table. Everyone's eating, enjoying the lobster that Kramer provided, except for Rachel. Actually, she's kosher, which means she doesn't eat shellfish.
You're so pious. I really respect that. You know, when you die, you're going to get some special attention.
Then he just cracks the lobster open. It doesn't land the same way, but that joke of, you know, when you die, that reminds me of the comment he made to Morty.
You know, when old people like you die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adam starts crying from the other room, and as Carol stands up to get him.
No, you don't want to do that. You'll be uncomfortable.
Yeah, finish eating. The baby's not going to have any fun over here. We're not fun for a baby.
Yeah, the lobsters will scare him.
The little claws.
Oh man, he's so great in this episode.
What, do you pick up on it? Like,
yeah, it's little and it's little tiny gestures such as the lobster hands. Later on, he's gonna do the.
Don't even ruin it. I know what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna save it.
And it's not gonna. We can't sell it on an audio podcast.
No,
but
you know it's coming, people.
Anyways, Carol goes to get Adam anyways, and broken record here. Love this. This George moment of him at the table is one of my favorite George moments of all time.
Oh yeah,
where we should set this up. He's on one side of the table, sitting between Jerry and Elaine. Rachel and Jane are across from him, and he's got this really tight T-shirt on. We should say what's on the T-shirt too. That's interesting.
What does it say?
It's like my parents went to Florida, and all they got me was this T-shirt.
Really?
Yeah. But anyways, George is, you can tell he's got some agenda here wearing this really tight T-shirt.
See, look at this. Rachel, My T-shirt shrunk. It used to be much bigger, and now it's shrunk. See, that's what water does. It shrinks things.
Really? Tell us more, Mr. Science.
What are you doing? Are you telling secrets? What are you laughing at?
It's nothing, George.
You know, it's very impolite to tell secrets. Are you talking about me?
What is it with you?
Easy, big fella.
So, Kramer, where'd you get these lobsters? At McLeish's Fish Market?
No, I got them in the ocean.
The ocean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Well, I found this rope, and I kept tugging on it. All these lobsters came up.
Those are commercial lobster traps. You can't take lobsters from there. That's against the law.
Hey, take it easy. There are plenty of lobsters in the ocean for everyone.
My father was a lobsterman. He got up every morning at 4 and came home at night stinking of brine. He sent me through law school with the lobsters he caught.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Oh, yeah!
I feel so bad for George in this scene. You can actually feel his anxiety when, it's impolite to tell secrets.
That moment, well, even before that, where it's like, well, what's so funny? What are you laughing at? He's so.
Oh my goodness! Because I've had that feeling where I see somebody chuckle and I think they gotta be laughing at me. And then one of our favorite lines is that we like to use with the other person when they're getting upset is the "easy, big fella." always a classic.
Yes. Yeah, I just love that single shot of George, just not, as you pointed out, not smiling, just he looks very concerned. And that feeling, have you ever had that before where you can feel yourself getting upset, you feel very paranoid?
Oh, yeah.
And someone like Jane will say, "What is it with you?"
What do you think? She knows what it is. I assume that's
the
moment
worst part.
But do you think that's the moment when Rachel told her? Maybe Rachel already told Jane, but now...
Oh, they're having a laugh about it now.
Exactly, which makes it worse.
Anyways, let's move over to the patio here after dinner. Really romantic setting. They did a nice job with this.
Yeah, they got little fans going to have the actor's hair blowing in the wind, and it does look like a nice starry night on the beach.
Yeah, the beach.
But you got this bizarre guy counting constellations.
That's really brilliant if the actor came up with that, because I can't think of anything weirder to do while staying outside at night other than just maybe standing there staring forward, not doing anything.
But he's doing like little mental 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Some night, huh?
Yeah, I wish I had my telescope.
Some dinner, huh?
Yeah, nothing like fresh caught lobster.
Some house, huh?
It was built by Mark Farbman.
Some ugly baby, huh?
What did you say?
I said some snuggly baby.
That's a fun one. Let's talk about who built the house there.
The Fleckman?
Yeah, Farbman.
Oh, Farbman. So this is kind of cool. Dr. Pfeffer says it was built by Mark Farbman. And that name might resonate with some people because in the Checks, later episode, we learned that Carl Farbman makes furniture. The chest of drawers that Jerry has, or that Kramer has, is a Carl Farbman.
Yeah.
So maybe they're brothers?
Absolutely. Even if it's just a coincidence, why? Why not make them brothers? I love that. One builds houses, one builds furniture.
Farbman and Farbman.
Yeah. So Elaine is pretty open with Dr. Pfeffer and says that she was surprised to hear him use a word like breathtaking to describe a baby after just using it to describe her. And he tells her, well, sometimes you say something like that just to be nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
What the hell does that mean?
Oh, my. She still can't get a read on this guy.
Yeah, what do you think? What's your... How do you gauge
I don't know
this
they
situation?
leave it pretty open that you could go either way, but I'd like to think that he was taken with Elaine and he was being nice regarding Adam.
Well, either way, he's not sending the right signals to Elaine.
Exactly.
Like he's... I'm thinking, well, if he was just trying to be nice to Carol, then why isn't he looking at Elaine fondly or flirting with her, you know?
Yeah. In that case, then he's not interested.
So we're in Jerry and Rachel's bedroom. Turns out she told Jane about how small George's is.
Oh, my.
And she doesn't think it's a big deal. Jerry tries to explain, it's a very schizophrenic organ, which is...
very appropriate way to describe the genitalia.
And I think Rachel is just so full of it. She doesn't think it's a big deal. Of course she thinks it's a big deal. She's not an idiot, for one. Yeah. And two, if it's not a big deal, why is she telling Jane to begin with?
Because she hates George so much, she wants to put the kibosh on his relationship.
Man, I do not like Rachel in this episode.
Yeah.
So we go over to George and Jane's room, and she's packing up to head back to the city.
You going back to New York now?
Yeah, I have some things to do tomorrow.
Huh? I think you spoke to your little friend Rachel. That's what I think.
So what if I did?
And she didn't say something to you about a certain something?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that you think that a certain something is not all that it could be, when in fact, it is all that it should be and more.
I'm sure it is.
Look, you don't understand. There was shrinkage.
I just love how George crumbles in the end. Look, there was shrinkage. Like, please, have sex with me.
He's pretty confident in his unit, what he's packing, when it's all that it should be and more. And he points his finger up in the air and turns it.
Oh God.
He's pleading right now. He's in the what stage of denial is this, or grieving? Bargaining is what he's doing.
Oh, bargaining. There you go. Okay, and then eventually acceptance, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned he points his finger up and turns it, so that's like his move. He's got the twirl.
Yeah, counterclockwise.
Yeah. So we cut over to the kitchen. It's pretty dark, barely any light creeping in from the hallway, and you can barely see Rachel sneak into the kitchen and make her way to the fridge. just as she opens the fridge door, there's Kramer sitting at the dinner table, and he lights a cigar and holds up some lobster.
Looking for this?
It's like something out of like an old Hitchcock movie or something.
Kramer, you startled me. I was very perceptive of Kramer to think she was going to go down for the lobster.
I don't think he was planning on it.
He had it out with him at the table, and he's sitting in the dark.
Well, he was eating it, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
Oh, really? I always interpreted that as he was getting a late night snack, and she just happened to...
Oh, happen upon him?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought he was waiting for her because he knew she would be tempted.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay,
Ooh, can we have people weigh in on this?
I'm sure they will, which we always appreciate. Only when they agree with me, though.
You're going to be waiting for a while.
Well, to be fair, Vinny, anytime you and I disagree on something, a strong 75 to 80% agree with you. So
yeah, buddy.
But yeah, Rachel couldn't stop thinking about how everyone was going on and on about the lobster, thought she might, sneak a taste. Kramer, of course, won't allow it since that won't be kosher. She insists, though, and you can tell there's a little fight that's about to break out between these two. They start wrestling.
A brouhaha.
Yes. There's actually a blooper in the season 5 blooper reel of them really going at it, I think.
And Michael is so great because I think he likes to explore a little bit different avenues with each take. And in the blooper, he's like, and he's doing like a Three Stooges kind of bit, but he's shaking his finger at her saying, no.
And then they eventually wind up under the table.
That's right. Yeah. There's some risky business. Is Kramer going to steal another one of Jerry or George's girlfriends away from him?
That's possible. You don't know what happened under that table. But later, Rachel heads back to the bedroom and is shocked to hear from Jerry that Jane just left for New York in the middle of the night. So apparently what she said about George's shrinkage did matter.
I really enjoy the delivery and how nonchalant Jerry says, "Oh, that's just Jane driving home to New York in the middle of the night."
Reading the newspaper.
Yeah. Oh, Lloyd.
You know, I'm criticizing Rachel for knowing what a big deal it is to tell Jane about George's shrinkage, but she really does look surprised that Jane left.
That is true. Maybe she's just a moron.
But to be fair, Jane leaving in the middle of the night like that, obviously because of the shrinkage, I don't think she was planning to do this anyways, is a little rash, I think. Right?
Yeah, a little too rash. Yeah, because if she wasn't going to have sex with George to begin with, she could have just stuck it out through the weekend to get another day of topless sunbathing.
Right.
But the fact that she leaves in the middle of the night would lead one to believe that maybe she was considering it.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's just too weird, in general, because she obviously wasn't really into George to begin with, and then to find out there's this small appendage, and she's probably picking up on his signals,
It's signals.
Yeah, it's
little tiny signals.
It's just too awkward of a situation, I guess, to tolerate. But Peter Melman commented on the DVD, whenever he went up to the Hamptons with friends, there was always at least, one person at least who would leave in a huff in the middle of the weekend.
Yeah, and they managed to get that in there for this episode.
Anyways, next morning in the kitchen, you got Elaine, Kramer, Michael, Carol, and Dr. Pfeffer enjoying some eggs for breakfast, prepared by none other than Jug.
Hey, Jughead.
Mr. Weatherby. Prepared by none other than George, one of the few times, if only time, we ever see him cook, right?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, do we ever see George prepare a meal?
We've seen him eat a big block of cheese.
It's open. Yeah, you see him eat, but what am I saying? He's at Jerry's all the time making he's dipping
like
something.
A sandwich.
Yeah, but I mean like cooking.
Yeah, like apron in tow, yeah.
I mean, I think Kramer probably cooks the most. He's got his
hot. You making your spaghetti sauce?
Yeah, hot and spicy.
And then when he has the Jewish singles night.
Shingles night, yeah.
I can't get that out.
But anyways, Jerry makes waffles, I think, at one point. But anyways, I like, when you over-examine.
Almost ready.
The light is on.
In a minute.
When you over-examine Seinfeld this much, you start to resort to, what scenes do people cook in? Is that interesting?
In what episode did George go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be a fun thing since he's so obsessed with toilets.
Yeah, there you go.
Their day.
Well, turns out the eggs are dynamite this morning. Even Dr. Pfeffer thinks the whole breakfast is breathtaking.
There's that word again. Use a different adjective.
Yeah. But you can tell something is up, though. George is really laying it on thick, his motives. Just expressing my gratitude to our gracious hosts.
Mm-hmm.
And
he knows what's coming. He's waiting for it. I think he's excited. Because he has been on this entire episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's going to get a little piece of the pie back for himself.
Rachel and Jerry arrive, and is this the moment you were talking about?
This is it.
Why don't you describe it? They sit down for breakfast.
Good morning. How'd you sleep? Slept great. And right before Jerry takes his seat at the table, he yawns and stretches in the most over-the-top fashion. And I think it gets a laugh out of Michael. Very fun. Try it.
Anyways, Rachel thanks Kramer for intervening. Who's intervening last night? When she tried to eat the lobster. She would have regretted it for the rest of her life if she tried any. And this is when George serves Jerry and Rachel some eggs, who go on about how good they are. George is pleased to know how much they're enjoying them. And he lets Rachel know she might want to wear a lobster bib. Turns out there's lobster in the eggs.
Not too much. They tend to shrink in the water.
I'm glad you pronounced it water.
Thank you.
So Rachel runs off, and Jerry's comment.
This is what I wanted to touch on. How cavalier he is about his relationships. Well, I guess I gotta go too.
And Elaine comments, this turned out to be one hell of a weekend, which is great. Before we head to this cop scene here, what do you think about George's revenge scheme here? Does it pay off? Is it, were his resources a little limited in this situation? It's all he could do? Actually,
for someone who comes from a religious family such as Rachel, where that's very important to her father as well as herself, and the fact that she was tempted in the middle of the night, and she was saved by Kramer, only to have it ruined by George, I think makes it an appropriate level of revenge. So I think he's satisfied with what he did. Okay. Although he's like, well, I guess I should go apologize, and then let me pause right there.
No, we can jump ahead actually to that. Okay. He walks in on Rachel naked in a little bit here.
Don't you ever knock. And I think that's even worse, that he unintentionally walks in on her and gets to see her naked now.
Yeah.
So not only did he trick her into eating lobster, but now he got to see the goods as well.
Yeah. I don't think George cares about seeing her naked as much anymore as he did earlier. It was more about like balancing it out between the Jane and the Rachel thing.
Storing order.
Right. So I don't know how he feels about that. He's like, yeah, because it's kind of like pretty sleazy to be like, yeah, I got to see her naked. But the whole lobster thing, I think you make a good point, because I always felt this was a bit of a letdown in the revenge scheme. But, looking at it from the point of view of someone who's, kosher and literally just spelled out how glad I am I didn't eat it.
Yeah.
She's going to regret this. But
I wonder if that's why they put that particular scene in there, to give more weight to this revenge scene here.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Without that Kramer scene, you would have been like, oh, yeah, she is kosher. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, we're still at the breakfast table here, and Michael answers a knock at the door. There's a cop outside. He tells them that they're trying to track down a lobster poacher that cleaned out one of the traps. And Michael doesn't miss a beat. He just points right at Kramer, who apparently doesn't know what's going on. He's
Kramer's so innocent in there. He waves. And, yeah, how you doing, officer?
What does Kramer think is going on? He's like, yeah, hi.
I'm just waving to the friendly officer who decided to stop by and say hi. But Michael has finked on Kramer. The police officer is played by Jesse D. Goins, and he's been in White Shadow, as well as RoboCop, Jake and the Fat Man, Patriot Games, War Games, and The Ugly Truth.
Oh, cool. Well, let's move over to the final scene. We've got Jerry, George, and Elaine in Jerry's car heading back to New York. Turns out Rachel went back with Michael and Carol. And, Elaine points out, well, hey, if George saw her naked, she wouldn't want to ride in the same car with him either.
Kramer saw Elaine naked.
Yeah, he did. That was back in the Truth, I want to say.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out Kramer has to pay a $1,000 fine for taking the lobsters. And in order to pay it off, we cut to him wearing a Suffolk County prison uniform, and he's picking up garbage on the side of the road.
They got some sort of program.
Yeah. And there's some trivia. What character do we see wear a prison uniform more than once?
Kramer.
Yeah.
Kramer.
Because you got Jerry, George, and Kramer in the finale. And I think this is the only other time someone wears one of those jumpsuits.
Yeah. And it's funny, when they had the conversation about being in prison, they talk about that heavy denim.
Yeah.
So it's not the orange jumpsuit.
And doesn't someone complain about having to wear orange? Was that Elaine?
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's not that orange fabric, or maybe that's George. I don't know.
I don't remember which one that's from. It's interesting we didn't see Elaine in prison attire in the finale.
Yeah, that always bugged me, that the show, it kind of ends with all four of them in the cell, but the last scene doesn't. However, that does tie in with the pilot episode.
True.
There's no Elaine in the pilot.
But I don't like that. Now that I'm really upset now.
You're just lukewarm over the whole show.
They should have had a co-ed comedy, and we'll get to that.
Okay. Couple of years.
Yeah.
Real quick about this Kramer scene where he's picking up garbage. Apparently, this was just filmed 100 feet from the stage.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's on a lot, because the road is really clean. They just sprinkled little bits of prop garbage there.
Yeah.
Oh, and a great little bit of acting. The officer is like, "Hey, you missed one," and Kramer's like, "What?" He's pissed that the officer's riding him so hard.
And well, back in Jerry's car, George has him pull over so he can buy some tomatoes from a produce stand. And what a coincidence! Michael and Carol are there. And when Elaine spots Rachel, George immediately sticks his head out the window, only to be pelted with a tomato right in the face. You can actually see the hand throw the tomato. Did you notice that?
Oh, I did not.
On the on the right side of the screen as the tomato's thrown, you see like part of a finger.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, oh, that's a blooper, but I guess that could be Rachel.
At point blank range, she nailed him in the face.
What's up with George here? Why is he so excited when she's like, "There's Rachel"?
Where? Because he saw her naked. He wants to get another peek.
So maybe you were right. Yeah, maybe that did matter that he saw her naked. I thought for whatever reason he was sort of over it at that point, but
or maybe the fact that she hates him so much that now he's become attracted to Rachel, since that's kind of how George gets his kicks.
Yeah, you're right. That would make sense. Apparently, there wasn't just one take of throwing a tomato in Jason Alexander's face. They had to do about 7 or 8 of them.
Poor bastard.
Look at the work that people will do to get to the ocean. They'll fight the traffic and the heat and the parking and the hot sand, trying to get through the waves. And the ironic thing is, the ocean doesn't even really want us in there. That's what surfing is. Surfing is the ocean throwing us out of itself. You see? We keep trying to paddle in, and the ocean is saying, no, you don't. The ocean is like a nightclub, and the waves are bouncers tossing us out. The undertow's like the really mean bouncer. Instead of throwing you out, they take you in the back and rough you up a little bit. Oh, you want to come in? How about coming in like 25 miles?
This one's actually in, I'm telling you for the last time.
Yeah, it sounded familiar.
At the end of the stand-up, he lets at the end of his routine, the audience asks questions, and they kind of ask what sport you're going to take up. And he's like, I think I'm going to take up surfing. I like that. He's like, it's the ocean throwing us out. You go back in. No, you don't. So I think there's a little bit of a correlation there. But I like this one as well too.
It's really solid.
So, what do you think?
Much to the relief of our listeners, I'm going to keep this very short. Not too much rambling this week. Overall, I love this episode, and I don't mean that when we say that every week. I mean this is one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Prove it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to make it my number 3 in my top 20. You got the boyfriend, then you got the pilot, then you got the Hamptons. I have a good feeling it could stay there for the rest of the series. I don't know. We'll see. But I was so looking forward to this episode when we started season 5 because this has been one of my favorites since I first started watching Seinfeld. When I used to carry around MP3, like audios of the episodes and just listen to that instead of, music. This is one I always listen to. I just love it. Barely anything to complain about or nitpick. If anything, it's never going to sway my placement, in the top 20 list here. It's a solid 10 sips of Tang out of 10. Yeah, I just love this episode. What about you, Vinny? You're not a fan, right? You despise this episode.
This episode was worse than the old man. No, I also love this episode. I, too, was looking forward to it. This one I always remember on the disc. It's the disc 4, and the menu is of the beach house in the Hamptons, and the little cursor is a tomato that you go from episode to episode. But anywho, I'm doing a review here. So I loved everything about this episode. I liked seeing Rachel come back, even though we didn't like her. Jane was great. The whole topless girl on a beach. She's got a great body, buddy, and just everything. I really wish Peter Melman and Carol Leifer would have teamed up on other episodes because they get along so well. They have such a great rapport. Even in the commentary, they're cracking jokes, they're making each other laugh. I'd like to see them sit in a room and kick it around and come up with another episode. But unfortunately, it's the only one we get from them.
Yeah, I wonder how good would it have been without Larry David's, suggestion that George, goes in the pool and he has, even though Peter Melman coined the phrase shrinkage, without that premise with this episode. Could they have come up with something to replace that?
Yeah, good point. That's why it's a team, and every script gets the final pass by Larry and Jerry. Mm-hmm. So, having said that, I am going to give this episode 10 ugly babies out of 10. And this is going to be my number 8 episode. It's going to be sandwiched in between the Marine Biologist and the Bubble Boy.
Oh, very nice.
Sayonara, puffy shirt. Okay, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram.
Vinny, what episode are we discussing next week?
The final episode of Season 5, the 22nd episode, The Opposite.
But for now, I'm Matt.
My name is Vinny. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
Isn't he gorgeous?